Hey guys, Josh Carter here, One Objective Outdoors. In today's video, we're going to be getting back to the dirt bike, going to be adding a hour meter here, and I'm going to show you guys how to do it. It's super easy, so stay tuned. Alright guys, like I said at the beginning of this video, we're going to be adding the Tusk hour meter to my KLX 300R. This is a 2023 model, so it's probably going to be the same for the 2024, 25s, 22s, you know, basically all of them. I mean, they didn't change this bike much at all on most of the years. I mean, the plastics have changed a little bit, and you know, going from carbureted to fuel injected, but I think basically everything else would be pretty simple and self-explanatory. So just kind of looking over it. So I did install this one on my son's KLX 230R. And really what we wanted it for was just to be able to keep up with our service, our maintenance and stuff like that. So, and plus too, as a selling point, when you go to sell it, they can see how many hours is on your dirt bike. And I got I got a little over 10 hours on it right now. I've done another oil change on it. So I know that I could be able to add, you know, 10 to this. But yeah, I think it's super important to go ahead and add one of these on there. Like I say, it's just super easy to keep up with your maintenance, especially if you do a lot of riding during the summer. You know, some guys change it once a year. They'll change it early in the spring. I think, you know, if you ride a lot, and if you stay with the maintenance like they say you should, with so many hours and changing the oil or doing other maintenance to it, it's good to have one of those on there. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys exactly how to do it. It's super easy. It shouldn't take you no more than, I would say, 10-15 minutes tops. Alright guys, like I said, this is the Tusk hour meter. It's actually a tack too, so you can keep up with your RPMs. You see it comes with 2 mounting screws. It comes with the wire. It depends on where you mount it at. You can use the screws. For me, I haven't really been able to find somewhere to mount it where I can use the screws. So what I'm going to be using is some double-sided tape here. This is Gorilla tape. It's really good tape. We did it on my son's 230, and it has stuck, and I mean, it's really hard. It would be really hard to pull it off there right now. Also, you're going to want to get some nail polish remover or acetone. That way you can kind of clean up the frame real well. And I'm going to show you guys real quick why I'm having a hard time, like where I want to screw it at, because my son's is basically the same way. I mean, the frame's a little different, but it's kind of the same situation. I really wanted to mount it somewhere right in here. It's good and flat. They tell you it's not good to screw into the frame. If you want to screw into the frame, you can. My bike's still under warranty, so I didn't want to do that. Now, I could look up here on my son's. I really didn't have nowhere where I could mount it good, where it wouldn't cover everything up. And see, it's so big, it's going to be about like this. So it's going to cover all of this up if I'm mounting it there. If you want to drill holes in here and you want to mount it on the back side of your plate, you can. But where I'm going to be mounting it at is right here, because I want to take the wires and I'm going to run them down to the inside of the frame here. And then basically we're going to come up to where the spark plug wire is here. And we're just going to be wrapping that wire around there. And they got a special little like loop knot or whatever you want to call it of how to keep it on there. And then I'll also take, they supply you with some zip ties in there too. I took some zip ties and I'll zip tie it on here as well. And just kind of zip tie it up here to keep the wires nice and tight and out the way. So let's go ahead and dig into this. Okay, got it out the package. Here's the wire. Here's the 2 zip ties it comes with. I'm going to go lay that down right here for the moment. And then I'm going to show you guys this. So it's pretty simple. It's just one button on here, but there's several different settings. But it'll tell you in the instructions on which setting you need to have it on. So if you're running a bike that's got lights on it, you know, or something like that, it's a couple different settings on there. So you can hit that. That's setting 1, I think, what they call that. Here you go. This is one setting for your oil change or check your oil, clean air filter, valve adjustment, and then this is your RPM 2. Then this is the 1P1R, 2P1R, 1P2R, and 1P1R. So we're just kind of going back over it. But and then once you let it sit there, that's what it's going to set itself at after a while it'll quit blinking and it goes to that setting. So anyways, basically it's super simple. Just read your instructions. It'll tell you which one you need to be set on to match your bike, and the signal that it's going to pick up from your spark plug there. So anyways, let me go ahead and I'm going to start running the wire here and running it and feeding it through, and then we'll get this mounted. Something else I just noticed too, this one actually came with a 3M backing plate here. So where the one for my sons, they didn't have this in there. So that's nice. So if you don't want to use the double backing tape, you don't have to. You got that as well. Also, here's the instructions. Super easy, like I was talking about right here. It shows you a little loop that you got to tie and do, and then it also tells you if you need to drill holes, the dimensions, and how far apart, and all that stuff. So they tell you everything you need to do it. It's super easy. So let me go ahead and dig into this. All right, so I got it wrapped on my spark plug wire, and I can run it on this side of the radiator. Got plenty of room here to mount it somewhere in here I want, and then I can zip tie all this up and clean it up really good here. I run it through, came on the back side here, as you can see. I got my wraps, and it tells you how to wrap it and then pull the excess up and then zip tie it. So now I'm going to take and mount my hour meter, and then we'll go ahead and hook this up, and that's about it. All right, so when mounting this, you want to be able to have it to where you can easily see it. You don't have to really look down in there and try to get a weird funky angle to look at it. So I'm going to end up mounting mine right here, but it's also going to be kind of behind this little bar right here too. So if it does happen to something does come unstuck or whatever, maybe it'll hit that and kind of hang out a little bit before it goes anywhere, but it should be okay right here. But like I say, I got some nail polish remover. That's pretty much kind of like an acetone. So I'm just going to go through lightly, just cleaning this up, make sure there's no oils or nothing on it, and then we'll stick this. We'll use the sticky stuff they give us, and we'll stick it on there. Also, when installing this wire, know you can cut it. Like if you're going to have a lot of wire left over, we got here. I'm going to try to do this. And show you guys. Hold the camera and do this. So you see that little hole right here, basically right there. So you're going to feed it through the back side here. Now it gives you a couple different ways, like you can come in the side or you can come in the bottom, and you feed it through there. And when you come through that hole right there, you're going to make a loop and go into this other, man, the camera don't want to, you're going to go in this other hole that's kind of like it don't go all the way through there. And that's just you're going to have it kind of tight. So when it goes in there, it's snug. And you can, like I said, you can trim this up so you don't need all this extra wire. I mean, you can push it down in the bike if you want, but it's a chance of getting hot and melting on something. So try to keep everything good and snug and tight. And so I'm going to trim this wire up, and then I'm going to go ahead and hook the rest of this up, and then I'm going to stick this on there, because you want to make sure you get this hooked up first, or at least somewhat close, so you can get to running it back there easily before you stick it. Because once you stick it, it's going to be tough to get it through there. So, all right, guys, got the meter installed, and she's tight. Like that stuff that they send, the 3M, is really, really tight, snug. I mean, she ain't moving. She ain't going nowhere. So, but as you can see, I got this wire run. I'm going to tidy this up a little bit and probably just zip tie it down here to this brace here. And then I'm just going to figure out what I need to tuck it in here. As you can see, I got it pulled through, and I just got to tuck it in right here to this other little hole. And then I'm just going to snip off the excess, and should be good to go. So that's pretty much the install on that. It's really, really simple. Now, when it comes to the 1P1 or the 1P2 or the 2P1, it states on here that typically motorcycles with a battery or lighting have ignitions that send 2 pulses for every revolution, uses 2P1R, which is the last one. So I'll start off with the 1P1R just to make sure that my RPMs are kind of somewhat seems right, with idle and all that stuff. And then I think that's what we set it up on my son's bike too, is a 1P1R. But anyways, once you get it going, that's when it's going to start keeping up with your hour meter and all that. A lot of this is just for, like I say, keeping up with shoot your RPMs and all that stuff. And then it also breaks it down. It says for every 5 hours of display clean air filter, every 10 hours operation display oil change, and every 20 hours for valve service. So a lot of that too depends on your dirt bike and what your manufacturer calls for. But I think it's a great thing to have on there, just so you know. I know we get carried away sometimes. You don't think about cleaning your air filter or doing a service on your bike. So it's just a great way for you to have that, and you get a reminder, hey, you better change the oil on your bike, or you better clean your air filter or whatever before it starts running rough. But like I say, it's a simple item to install. I can't even remember the price on it. I want to say it was like 19 bucks or something like that. Maybe a little bit cheaper. I can't remember, but it's just a must-have. I think it is for this, so you can keep up for your tack, your hour meter, and your maintenance and all that. And like I say, for resale-wise, you can also show on there, because someone asks, hey man, how many hours are on it? You can at least give them a number there, and it makes them feel safer if it ain't a whole lot of hours on there. So. But other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. I'm going to get this finished up. You might see some riding videos coming out here soon. I'll show you guys the property where I ride at, me and my son and my daughter. And then we'll, I'll put a little chesty on or something that way, because a lot of people have been asking about, how it does in the trails and what's my my take on it as a trail riding bike. And so far, I've loved it. I've had a great time, but I haven't done nothing to it. I mean, it's stock 100% on everything. So except for the spring, I did up the spring on that, because I'm a big boy. So, and the shock that they came on this, the spring that came on this is like something for like a 50 apparently. I don't know, but it ain't made for big boys. And I mean, this is a big bike, so bigger people are riding it. Some bigger people. But anyways, that was pretty much the install. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, if you got any questions, let me know. Comment down below if you installed one on yours, and which model hour meter you installed on yours too. So other than that, we'll talk to you later, guys. See ya.